Hello, everyone, and welcome to Coronavirus Update 30. I am Ryan Ferran, the Chief Communications Officer for the Arcadia Unified School District, and joined by our Superintendent, Dr. Vannasdall. Dr. Vannasdall, great to see you once again, and thank you so much for your time, as always.
Always good to be with you, Ryan. Thank you.
Not the best of updates according to the numbers. That's what we're here to discuss. Numbers are going up, LA County, everywhere through the state. We're recording this Thursday, November 19th. It will be published Friday, November 20th. As we're recording this right now, we just got the latest press release from Governor Newsom. I'm going to read a couple paragraphs for everyone just to give you a sense. We'll also link to it in the description of this video so you can check it out. But here's the latest in what we are dealing with and what we want to address today. So from the office of Governor Gavin Newsom, state issues limited stay-at-home order to slow spread of COVID-19. So here it reads, in light of an unprecedented rapid rise in COVID-19 cases across California, Governor Gavin Newsom and the California Department of Public Health today announced a limited stay-at-home order requiring generally that non-essential work, movement, and gathering stop between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. in counties in the purple tier. The order will take effect at 10 p.m. Saturday, November 21st, and remain in effect until 5 a.m. December 21. This is the same as the March stay-at-home order, but applied only between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. and only in purple tier counties that are seeing the highest rates of positive cases and hospitalizations. So again, the press release goes on. We'll link to it in this video description. We've seen the rise in cases for a couple of weeks now. More restrictions coming in from the governor, from the county. So Dr. Vannasdall, your general thoughts on this and how it impacts us as far as school closures and a potential reopening that we're all hoping for, but doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon.
First and foremost, Ryan, just want to share that my heart goes out to all of the families and the communities that are behind those numbers and the statistics that we read every day. It starts to get kind of numb. You know, today I saw that yesterday's numbers that they were reporting today, 3,944 new cases. And you can only imagine the impact that has across those families and the communities. So as we talk about where we are as a district and plans, I never want to forget that first and foremost, what's driving all of our decisions and our thinking is the safety and the health of our families, of our students, and our staff. And so my reaction as you're reading that is just real sadness. We had a lot of hope back in August when we started to peak in September, and we were really hoping those numbers were going down. And at those times, the restrictions we believed were working. A lot of the restrictions in place, we were seeing the numbers come down and had to believe that that would continue. It's unfortunate that there's a lot of information we still don't know about COVID-19, the science behind it, because even in those same restrictions, we're now seeing a spike without any changes in those restrictions. So this is not where I'd hoped to be, and it's unfortunate. I do want to go back and revisit quickly the message that we were on in our last update. And by the way, update 30. It's hard to believe, Ryan, that this has been quite a journey. But in our last update, one of the things that was really important for me to share with the community, important for our school board and staff, is that we are focused on returning when we can sustain that return, because we recognize that there's going to be a lot of information, a lot of training, a lot of protocols to be put in place, a lot of safety equipment to be purchased. And the restrictions continue to change from the health department on an ongoing basis. So the distraction on teaching and learning, which is our core business and mission, and you have to remember, for these students this year, they don't get a do-over. So although with safety and health first, but right behind that, it's not just about getting back to school physically, but getting back to school for the sake of teaching and learning. And so our message in our last update was that we all want to be back in school, and we believe that's the best place for kids to be. But if we can't sustain it, if it's just a rush to get back, and fill out the waiver the second the county says you can come back with certain cohorts and these restrictions, you rush back, and all we're doing is managing that change and that chaos of appropriate distance and all of that, and teaching and learning is impacted. And then within a week or two, which is now becoming a reality, we're told that you can no longer go back to school because of the new restrictions like you just read. That's not good. That's not healthy, and that's not helping the situation with our students getting a year's worth of value added this year in teaching and learning. So again, our message hasn't changed. The information coming out and the restrictions have changed, but we are settling in this virtual environment because we recognize that there's no possible way in the restrictions we had 2 weeks ago and the new ones that we could bring students back and staff back and sustain that with the new numbers that we're seeing now. So it's very unfortunate, sad. And if anything, it just should encourage all of us, our entire community, to double down on what we can do personally to protect ourselves and our family and be respectful when we're out, when we have to be out doing essential activities, to wear our masks and to stay 6 feet distance.
So safe to say, Dr. Vannasdall, with the numbers where we're at, we would not even entertain coming back until 2021, January, sometime there.
Yeah.
Rest of this semester, obviously going to be distance learning.
Yeah, I can confidently say that we will not be returning in any form of physical return, whether it's a hybrid, full return, until the new calendar year. That would be at a minimum. So, which is helpful for people to know that they're not, on that edge of, could we be back in 2 weeks? That's not going to happen. If you just do the math on what it takes in LA County to stabilize in numbers in the purple tier and move down, and for us to apply for waivers and have all the protective measures in place, it's not possible. So yes, it will be into the new calendar year before we'll even be able to have that conversation.
It makes sense. And for some more perspective, you mentioned the more than 3,000 cases just one day this week alone in LA County. So 3 weeks ago in the state of California, purple tier being the worst tier with the most cases, there was 9 counties in purple. Us in LA County, we've been purple since day one. We obviously remain in purple. But 3 weeks ago, only 9 counties in purple. Now today, 41 counties in purple. There's only 11 in red, 4 in orange, and 2 in yellow. So this is a statewide county, and all of Southern California, as I'm looking at the map here, is all in purple. So not looking good. And we hope everyone, definitely echo your message, stays safe and healthy, and we'll continue to watch this and monitor it. A lot of questions, Dr. Vannasdall, we get about the K-2 waiver for elementary schools that we've heard about. Obviously, we've gotten some media inquiries about it. Are we applying? Did we apply? If you can give us some insights as to that, because once in a while we'll get that question here. K-2 waiver, where are we at with that, and your thoughts on that process?
That's a good question, Ryan. And people are beginning to hear of some regional school districts, or I should say schools, because the waivers are actually for school specific. They're not district waivers. So each individual school has to apply. There's really 2 specific reasons behind why we have not applied for those waivers. The first one is directly correlated to what I was sharing before, and that is we recognize right now with the numbers that if we were able to bring students back, that it would be for a short period of time, and then we would be bringing them right back into a virtual. We believe that disruption to the students and to teaching and learning, and to parents that have to reorganize, what that looks like for, drop off, pick up, their work schedule, that it would just be too big of a distraction. So we believe at this time it's better to stay in the virtual environment for that reason. The second reason is that we don't want to decide who's going to win and who's going to lose in Arcadia, specifically with our 6 elementary schools, because each school has to put in for a waiver, and there's different variables that determine priority. One of those being the level of free and reduced lunches at that school, at each school. Some of our schools in Arcadia have a higher level than others. So we could be looking at a situation where one of our schools, two of our elementaries get approved. And if you happen to be attending those schools and you want to be coming back, you're really excited and your child gets to go back. But if you're in the four that do not, you're out of luck. We really believe that's an equity issue that we don't believe is something that we should be deciding that. And that's a equity issue, a fairness issue across the district. We want to come back when we believe it's safe for all of our students to return in an equitable and consistent manner. So that's the second reason. And so we're not close to that right now. But as soon as that it's possible for all of our K2 to return, we would make that decision.
Yeah, it's a good point to reiterate. When we come back, we want to do it all together. And we have families among all of our schools, different levels. But it is because we'll get the question, is the district applying? Like you said, it's not the district, it's individual schools. So in essence, we'd be competing our own schools against other schools to get accepted. And obviously for congruency, it's much easier to do it when all schools can go back and not maybe one school. And then can I transfer to this school? And it would not be easy for anyone or fair, as you said, equitable. So
we're really proud of our neighborhood schools. We've had that for a long time in Arcadia, where the significant amount of the students that attend each of our elementaries live fairly close to that school. And so they are still what we call neighborhood schools. And you can only imagine what that would create if all of a sudden, everyone's asking for inter-district, permits just based on, well, because they get to go back, I now want my child to go to that school, and I want, I don't want to go back, so I want to go to that school. That's not healthy.
And in update 31, I'm going to speak with Erica Newkirk, our district nurse. Her and her team created a great COVID-19 preparedness checklist for families as we enter the holiday seasons here and some breaks. Just some great reminders and resources about, if you think you and your family may have COVID or contact, what's the process contacting the school, working with your health insurance. There's great links to the CDC and resources there for people. So we're going to talk with Erica in update 31. We'll send that out in a couple of days as well, but really appreciate the work on that. And just a reminder for people, we have a coronavirus update page still going. We have the links to the latest announcements to the LA County Health Department. If you're wondering, more specific details about their orders and policies in the state, we'll link the governor's press release from yesterday on there as well with the latest in the restrictions from the state. And you can see all the county numbers and everything like that as well. So that is all on our website. And one other reminder, we're so grateful of the parents and community members who have reached out to our staff and principals and teachers and written some really nice emails of appreciation for our teachers and staff that are doing a remarkable job. So created a nice series called Nice Notes. You can find that in our Facebook page. So just very brief, but sincere thank you to everyone who has written those, and we'd like to feature those. So we really appreciate that. And again, you can see that in our Facebook page. Dr. Vannasdall, as always, thanks for your time. I'll give you the last word as always as we head into the Thanksgiving break here.
Thank you. As we move into that break, I have a lot of thankfuls. First and foremost, thank you to our families for your patience, for that space and grace that you continue to give our staff as we attempt to bring our very best to this new environment every day. I want to make sure that I say thank you to all of our teachers and all of our support staff that are continuing to deliver the best education that they can, recognizing that we can't do what we normally do in a regular year, and recognizing that we're going to have some learning gaps that as a district, we're going to figure out some systemic ways to attack that, and over the years to be able to fill those gaps for our students. And then for our principals, specifically to our communication, Ryan, and these updates, we started with district level updates when this first started, and we were getting out all of the broad information That was district wide. And then we made a very strategic move because each of our sites had very specific information. They have site leadership teams, which, is basically local control on a site level, deciding their schedules and their different pickups and drop-offs of books and supplies, and a lot of different information going out. So we really leaned on the principals making the communications with their parents, and they've just been doing an amazing job, extraordinary job of keeping their parents in the loop on everything that's going on. And so it's allowed us to drop in and out. We've kind of figured out a nice cadence for these broad updates to kind of let you know what's going on the state and the county level that obviously impacts our decisions. But appreciate all of the communications, Ryan, and keeping our community updated. Thank you.
Thank you again, Dr. Vannasdall. And as we head into Thanksgiving, echo what you said. We're interesting times right now and a lot of difficulties, but we still have so much to be thankful for. And our staff, students, and families are at the top of that list. So thank you to everyone. And we hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving week. And we'll be in touch again shortly with Update 31, another resource to support our families who have been so remarkable supporting us. So that is Update 30. Dr. Vannasdall, once again, thank you. And thanks to everyone. We will see you soon. Thank you so much.
Happy Thanksgiving.